How is it now?
Okay, it's perfect.
It's perfect. Okay.
Okay,
Basically,
let's fingers crossed it stays like this.
what I think, I'm basically standing behind my door. So I'm like, okay, because it's closer to the thing. So I'm like,
I
maybe
don't know
she
what I
was
want to
just
do.
like,
Oh, bless. Oh,
yeah.
we
So I'm
gotta do
like,
what we
okay,
gotta do.
I'm gonna have to stay in for now.
Are you standing up? Because I am.
Oh my God.
Are
Yeah,
you
I'm so
stood up?
sorry about that.
No, you're okay. It happens. Are you standing up?
What did you say?
Like, are you stood up or you sat down?
Oh no, I'm saying down. I'm saying down.
Oh, are you? Oh, I'm jealous. I'm standing up because this is like the best. Actually, why is the light off? Yeah. Anyway,
I was,
as you were
I was,
saying,
oh, now we can see your beautiful face.
finally.
We can see your face. Oh my
I
God.
know, right?
Bad guys. Okay. I think I found a new location thanks to you. I found a new location. I didn't have to let anybody out or in with this.
That's funny.
I'm telling you, you just gotta do this what you have to do sometimes. So we
Yeah,
were
I
talking
know.
about like, me, like whenever I see someone that's African, yeah, it just comes to mind and like, oh, maybe she's. I try to figure, oh, she's Nigerian. Oh, no, she's not Nigerian. Well, I would say 99% of the time, I just count everyone as Nigerian. To be honest with you.
Really? Oh wow. To be
I
fair,
know. I'm just
I,
like,
I think it depends on me, like how they speak. And I don't know. Like I can always like I don't know. I can tell like when I look at Nigerian that they're Nigerian. I can't explain it. Do you know when you
you
can
have
just
to
see
speak
look
to
at
me.
them?
I can differentiate if you're Nigerian or if you're not Nigerian. You have to speak to me first. Like until the person speaks, like until when they talk, so I can differentiate from their accent. Aside from that, I can't like, you know what I mean? From looks, I'm not very good when it comes to looks.
Really? Yeah. To be
Yeah,
fair though, like some tribes like in Nigeria, you can't really tell like where they're from. I can't describe it like I feel like Edo people, you can't really tell where they're from. I can always tell a
yeah,
Yoruba
yeah,
person. I can always tell Yoruba or Igbo. I can always tell. But like for stay and all those other places, you can hardly tell.
yeah.
Someone said African
Someone is
has
already.
a sorry.
I know, I know. I just what I want to do for my country.
You're just claiming everyone.
Just come to my country, even though we're not that good. Just come to. Honestly.
It's
Oh
okay.
my God. Oh my God. So can we do like a little bit of introduction? I know we'll be doing some talking. Just introduce yourself to, anyone that doesn't know you before a little bit of, introduction, please.
Oh my goodness, I'm the worst at introductions. Okay. So my name is Joy L. I'm pursuing a career in Afrobeats slash Afro pop.
Yeah.
And also I've been literally doing music professionally for about 3 years now, I believe. But I've been
Oh,
singing since I was young in school, like events and stuff like that, like while growing up. I'm originally from Liverpool, but I reside now in Cambridge, and I've been living here for about 4 years now. So yes, and like ever since like started doing music professionally, been doing like shows and like in Liverpool, that's where I'm best well known. I guess that's where I grew up and like surrounding areas of Liverpool, and then moved down to Cambridgeshire and started doing a couple of shows here before lockdown, of course. And then yes, and then I believe I went to Nigeria in 2018 to do a couple of projects there, like recording. And also did a couple of shows there as well, just to get my name out there. And then also just like pushing really for promo in regards to like radio and stuff like that. And then yeah, ever since then we've just been pushing in UK really. So yeah, that's me so far, and we're still pushing. I've just got a new song released with Front Boy called Jealousy. So yeah,
I
super
love
excited about that one as well.
that.
Yes, I'm happy. I heard you playing it when I came in.
Yeah, from the moment I saw it, like from when I think I saw your page when I had a live with Eli. That was when I came across your page. So when I
Yeah.
saw it, like, I was like, oh my gosh, she has a song. Then I just listened. I was like, wow, this is so nice. Like, you know what I mean? And this is one of the reasons why I
Yeah.
do this, just to bring out, some talent that really needs to be out there, because you never know who might see the video, who might be on live and be like, oh yeah, this person is good. Let me check out their song just to up them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah. And earlier you were talking about your trip to Nigeria. So tell us a little bit about that, your trip to
Um,
Nigeria.
yeah, so it was like the first time going to Africa. Like honestly, I was so sad because I hadn't been to Africa since I was like very, very young. So it's over 10 years that I'd probably been to Africa. In South Africa anyway. So when I was going to Nigeria, I went alone and I was going to meet my uncle and he lives in Abuja, but we're gonna stay in Lagos, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
anyway, the experience in the airport, oh my goodness. Everyone I don't know whether you know what I'm talking about, but like when I arrived, do you know when you arrive at the airport and like all these
Yeah.
people start rushing over trying to get your bags and stuff like that? Like that was so scary. Oh my goodness. Like but thankfully like a nice like Igbo guy came over to me. Listen, I'll sort you out for like, and then he like named like £10 or something like that. And then because like they were making people like open their bags and stuff like that, like to check inside the bags. But then like apparently like if you're a student and stuff, they can say, oh, you're not allowed this, and then they'll just take it away from you, if that makes sense. And like they'll just take stuff or items away from you and stuff like that. So anyway, he helped me in that process. My hotel was amazing. Like I loved where I was staying. I was staying in Ikeja, somewhere by Ogba, what it's called. But I loved that. I loved where I stayed, the hotel, the people was amazing. What else? Like also the shows. Obviously, it was scary. Like because I basically recorded Casanova, one of my first singles, and then started performing Casanova in Africa, and then just to see like what the response was on the song, if that makes sense. And then like we were going around to like radio stations and stuff like that to like if you play my song, this is how much I can pay
Yeah.
you, about that kind of thing. So yeah, and like they played it and stuff like that for the time that I was there as well. And then when I came back, they were also playing it,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So yeah, Ogba, that's the hood. Yeah, the hood is where, like Ogba is where I was recording, but I can't think of where I was staying because like the hotel where I was staying wasn't in Ogba, but it was quite near, like 10 minutes drive from Ogba. But
Okay.
yeah, but like there was this producer in Ogba that I was like recording that. So I had to go to Ogba like nearly every day. That's the reason why I know it was by there. Are you currently in a relationship? Anyway, so yeah, Nigeria was amazing. In all honesty, like the food, like the hotel I was staying at, like made my experience because there was like downstairs there was a restaurant downstairs. Then there was like
Yeah.
outside there was some sort of like I can't describe it. It was like a grill thing. Do you know where they do like what's that thing that they eat? Where the house
The
people make
grill
it
thing.
outside. No, the
Um,
house people make it outside.
that you
It's
get
sort of
in
like
like a news. Do you get like a
yes,
newspaper?
yes, yes.
Yeah, that's suya.
Suya, yes. Like they had like suya and other meat that they were grilling
Yeah.
outside. But then there was upstairs where they had like a bar place, and then the upper floor they had like a club. If that makes sense. So like
Yeah.
everything that I needed was literally in that one, like in that
In
one,
one
like
place.
exactly in one place. And then like I was just branching out to go get food because I was getting tired of like the hotel food. So but
Yeah.
apart from that, like it was actually amazing. And then I did a music video to Casanova, but I was so unprepared for it because like at the end of the like towards the end of my stay, because I was there for a month, towards the end of my stay they were like, oh, like let's do a music video. It was so like unplanned or whatnot. Anyway,
Yeah.
I had gained like so much weight by the time that music video came. Because all I
That's
was doing all I was doing was eating. Honestly, like every day I would just wake up,
oh my
and like
god.
order noodles. Then I'd like go out, come back, I'd order this and order that, if you get what I mean. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
like by the time it came to like 3 weeks in, I was like,
Yeah.
like this, like everywhere had
You're about
spread.
to boss.
And I was like, huh, music video? I was like, no one told me
That's
about
not me.
this. I know. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah,
That's the
no,
thing
so
about Nigeria. Oh my god,
yeah.
that's the thing. Like if you can't say, okay, I'm on a diet and I'm gonna go to Nigeria. You're gonna end up coming twice your
Oh my,
size.
I'm gonna make sure next time that I don't have to do any sort of videoing or anything like that. Because when I look at the video now, I'm like, wow. Like I
You
can
were like,
tell
I
like
should have done that video.
honestly, I was like, why didn't no one give me like a football or something to play outside, or like someone should have been jogging with me like every day, because I didn't know I'd blow
Yeah.
so much. Because yeah, and you know how it is, isn't it? Like you eat pounded yam and you eat eba, like all those things are so like
I was
yeah,
eating the
and you're eating it every day like, with no exercise and just sleeping and going out and coming back. That was my life. But honestly, it was so enjoyable. I wouldn't exchange it for the world at all. It was
And
amazing.
was there like any experience that you find totally strange right from where you get it? Like, was there anything? Yeah, that's it. Nigeria and vibes. Nigeria is so fun, but was there any strange thing that you actually experienced or that you encounter yourself?
Anything what? Anything strange?
Yeah, maybe what like a bad experience that you like, you know.
Um, I remember one time, like I just my uncle like kept warning me on things. Like I'd bring out my phone, thinking that I'm completely safe. If that makes sense, like I'd bring out my phone, then like my uncle would be like, put it away, put it away. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like that kind of thing. And I'll be in a
yeah,
taxi, and then he'd be like, and
yeah,
I'd want a video like where I am. If that makes sense, not to post it or anything. And he'd be like, not now, not now. I'll tell you when to get your
yeah,
phone out. Yeah, he'd be like, I'll
yeah,
tell you when.
yeah.
I'll tell you when.
Oh
And like
my
that
God.
made me so cautious, because every time I wanted to video something, I'd be like looking, I'd be looking
Because
around. I'd be like,
because you don't want anyone to just come and just be like, yeah, can I have your phone? You can't even say no. It's
I
Nigeria.
know. I know, right? And then what
Guilty
else? Oh
that.
yeah, my leg fell in a drain in a gutter. That was an experience. Like, yeah, like do you know the open gutters? Like my leg
No way.
fell in. I know that was an experience. I was like, oh my goodness. What else is strange? Oh yeah, like they like police stopping women, like
Oh
stopping
no.
not women, stopping people like on the road and like saying, oh, saying like you can give them either money and then let you go. If you don't have
Yeah.
money, call a friend to give you the money, and then they will let you go. It
Nigeria
was
police never speak to embarrass you. I'm telling you.
they were like, and they're so like I don't know, like they're so uncompassionate with it. Like they were literally like, you're gonna have to get, if you don't have money, go get your friend. Like we're not letting you go nowhere.
It's like they don't have any empathy, like they don't even care. Like they just
They
want the
don't
money.
care. They don't care at all. And another strange experience is when in the I'll always think of this in the airport, like literally,
Yeah,
he was asking me like what I do and etc etc. And then like and then the guy was like, oh, can you give me like 5K or whatever? Do you get what I mean? Like he was like,
yeah.
oh, like, oh, is that what you do? Okay, can I have 5K? Literally that kind of thing, like so casual, like to ask me for money. I don't know, but apparently it's like it's
Right.
quite like it's not strange, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Like I understand you. Yeah, yeah.
Even like,
Okay, so
yeah, go ahead.
honestly, yeah, yeah, go on, go on, go on, go on.
Oh no, I was
I'm
gonna say
listening to
like
you.
even when I arrived and I was like coming back,
Yeah,
like I gave the guy like my bag to check it, right?
yeah,
And then he was
yeah.
just like, oh, it's okay. Like if you give me 5K, I'll let you go. Do you know what I mean? Like he was just like, I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh God.
Yeah, like you can't get away with stuff like that here, can you? Like
When
this.
I just moved abroad, I used to be so proud. Like when they're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Nigeria, Nigeria." But now I'm even so ashamed to even say I'm from Nigeria.
Oh, oh
I'm
no,
telling you, that
don't
is
say
how
that. Honestly, it's a beautiful place. Don't get me wrong. It's just
it
yeah,
is. Oh, honestly, there are some things that you don't want it to get attached with you, especially even for some people that lives abroad, the way they, some of the Nigerians, you know, the way they act. So you
yeah.
don't want to,
I
don't want
know.
that.
I know. Like honestly, like I get what you mean, to be fair, but I feel like there's good, yeah, and then there's bad everywhere. In all honesty, I just think the only thing with Nigeria, yeah, is like they need to. They're so like proud of the bad sometimes. That's the only thing that like yeah, because like other countries, what I realize is like they shy away from like, do you know what I mean, like fraud and all those things. They're not very like cocky about it, but for some reason,
Yeah.
like our Nigerian people seem to be very like proud about it. That's the only thing that like yeah, that makes you think. Someone's saying that asking me a question, but I don't know. Miles, what are you asking? What did I miss? The fans want to know.
Okay, so someone asked, yeah, he says, um, how big do you think Afrobeat is now in diaspora? Did you see
No.
that question? How big do
I
you
think
think Afrobeat is in the diaspora?
I think I think it's quite, to be fair, in Africa, yes, but here I think it's actually starting to catch on, you know. I think
Yeah,
more than, yeah, because Afro swing I think is more or less of the Afro beats in UK. But then like
exactly.
Afro beats in the sense of maybe, or Afro pop per se, in the sense of your artists of Wizkid, Davido, etc. I feel like UK is starting to let onto it a lot more than what they did like a couple of years ago. I don't think it's as big, and I don't think it's as accepted as it should be. I feel like they
Yeah,
like UK right now. They only selectively choose who they want to accept it from. So,
yeah,
for
yeah.
example, Burna Boy, right? Whatever he drops is very like it's very accepted here, and then also Wizkid, of course, like whatever he drops is very accepted here as well. Davido, some songs as well that is very accepted here, etc., etc. But like, and Tiwa Savage actually, some
Oh,
majority,
yeah.
yeah, accepted here as well. Naira Marley, Zlatan, all them. I feel like they're more bigger in Africa than here, if that
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
true. Yeah,
Yeah, in that.
well, I noticed that as well. Because what was it called? This guy, have you ever seen Small Doctor music before? This guy called Small Doctor.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I noticed, yeah, when he had a concert like in 2017, 2016, there were a load of crowds. Like I can't remember where he had it, but it was in the UK. And then when it comes to last, or was it this year that was going to do another one? You only had it in the like in a very small place, so you could tell that the crowd are reducing. Well, I say the crowd, but the fans are reducing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all about like time or your song or whatever. I don't know how to put it.
I agree. I agree. But I think like with Wizkid and Davido and etc. The big names, they're like starting to
Yeah,
pave the way to be like really accepted in like America and stuff. So hopefully with
yeah,
time, like Afrobeats will be a thing like here, if that makes sense. It'll be accepted um so much more than what it is now. But to be fair, we have to celebrate like how accepted it is now, because we're definitely making progress from what we were or where we were a couple of years ago.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't tell me like I was like growing up for you being an African, a Black African in England. How was it like for you?
It was,
Like
do you
right
know
from
what? I've had the most amazing experience, like being African in
yeah,
England. Literally, I can't even complain. I don't have like, you know, some people they have like a story of how like racism and stuff like that, or like being called the N word,
yeah,
or like being looked at differently or anything. I never had anything of the sort. Like I have no story. I'm blessed in that
yeah,
sense. I don't have a story like that where I felt like I was separated from the class, or I was the outcast or the only African, do you know what I mean? Or looked at differently. No, I went to like I went to a good primary school actually that was like that was quite multicultural, yeah. But I still was the only, I remember in primary school I was like the only white girl and black girl in the class. But still nothing, no, like it's like I wasn't separated from the class, didn't feel like an outcast or anything like that. It was actually amazing. I think even in secondary school I went to like one of the most like popular schools, if that makes sense. And that was a
yeah.
multicultural school as well. And I felt like my experience there was just as amazing. But I don't know. But yeah, no, I think I was. But yeah, no, my experience has been amazing. I can't lie.
What about work life? You know, the way like some people were like when it comes to work life, the experience is kind of different for them. I don't know with your co-workers. What would you say for yourself?
Um, I would say though, like they make presumptions. Like I remember one time my friend was this girl in work. She was like, what did she say? She said something along the lines like, when I first started, she was like, oh, like I didn't think you'd have like a Liverpool accent. I actually assumed that you'd have a Jamaican accent. Do you know what I mean? Like things like that. And I'm like, where did you get
Yeah,
Jamaican
yeah,
from? Why Jamaican? Yeah, like she automatically thought that because I'm black, I would like have a Jamaican accent, if that makes sense. Or like I would speak somehow different to where
thank
I was
you.
raised. Yeah.
I sound you don't understand English, and they're like, "Where did you learn?" I'm like, "What you mean? Where did I learn
Yeah,
English from?"
yeah. But I wonder where they get all these things from. Like, even like there was a girl that made a comment one time, but I never deeped it when she said it until like later when she said it, if that makes sense. But she said
Yeah,
like something along the lines of like, oh, because I'm quite lighter skinned, if that makes sense, than all of my family. So she was like, oh, if I was black, I'd love to be your color.
what?
What does
Okay.
what does that mean? Like, does that mean my mum? Cause my mum's dark, like quite like darker skin than me, if that makes sense. Like, she's more brown skin. I was
Yeah.
thinking, does that mean like anyone that's darker than myself is not pleasing to you, or like, do I mean it's not doesn't accept your idea of beauty, or yeah, like comments like that. That's when you think, like, yeah, that's when you really start to see like what people's perceptions are on Black people, if that makes sense. But yeah, but nothing extreme or major in the in that sense. I can't lie. It has been a good experience with co-workers and stuff. But they're the little examples that I have.
Yeah. Okay. So what really actually got you into music? Was it like something you've always dreamed to do, or was it like, you know, you just picked up the book one day? Because I remember talking to one of my guests, and he was like, basically, anger got him into music because he was always the kind of person that has this anger issue. And then he was
Hmm.
from Nigeria, and he was like, oh, whenever he's angry, instead of getting beaten, the teacher would just be like, okay, go to that side. Whatever you want to do, just vent. Do
Oh,
whatever you want
that's
to do. And from
good.
there, he started, having that interest in music. So what got you into music?
What got me into music is literally, I can't even describe it. Like, I loved singing from like young. Like when like I was younger, they always would make me like my mom, my family. Every time there was a party, they'd always make me like stand on the then stand on the table and sing, because I always used to be like that girl walking around like like when I was younger. So like
Yeah.
around 7, 8, they always used to make me sing at like parties and stuff like that with the family. And then also, I had a little sister also. She sang as well. Unfortunately, she passed away when she was
Oh,
yes, when she was 9. But
very
yes,
well.
like she was literally like my twin, because we're only like 2 years apart. So we literally sang together, and that was our dream, because I could sing, she could sing, and then my family used to be like that, singing together. And then yeah, from then like we just started doing like singing in school. Like every opportunity we got to sing or dance, we literally were there to sing.
Oh, okay. So how has social media helped your career so far? So because you said like you started singing 3 or 4 years ago, was it? Like,
Professionally, yes, yes, yes.
yeah. So how has social media really helped your career? How would you describe the experience with social media being a musician?
I feel like social media is like a big part of it, because like half of the people that I've like majority I'll say of the people that I've met, whether it be like, oh, can I play your song on my radio station? Oh, can I like use your song for this? Or like things like, I've got an event, like can you able to perform? I've literally met like promoters and stuff like that on social media.
Yeah.
And obviously that's just through me promoting my song, my music, and promoting my videos or new song, etc. And then they would literally be the ones to like slide into my DMs to say, oh, I've got a show, or like we're interested in like getting you to do this, or would you mind doing this and stuff like that. So that, I feel like it's been such a big part of like definitely in my career, because it's literally connected me to people that I don't think I would have found
Yeah.
in where I am, or just on a day-to-day life. So it definitely has been a big part of my life.
Okay. So if you had to do like, let's say an opening, like what artist would you like to do an opening for?
That's a hard question, because there's a couple, but like I really love Davido. Like I'm one of them that's like Davido over Wizkid,
Yeah.
and like,
Okay. I'm sorry for whoever's watching it, but I'm not a fan of Whiskey. I
are you
am not
not?
a fan of Whiskey.
Are
No.
you not?
I'm not a fan of, no, not at all. I don't even like his songs, to be honest with you.
What is it? Because I feel like for me, he's very. The reason why I like Davido is because one, his energy. Number two, because he's diverse. So whenever you listen to Davido, when he collabs with other artists that are from, whether it be Kenya, South Africa, other countries, he like, it sounds like, I don't know, it just gels. You can't even tell like who, like he fits himself into the culture, if that makes sense, of the song, or like the culture of where the other artist is coming from. But I feel like
Yeah.
Wizkid just does his own thing, because it's Wizkid, if that makes sense. And like he's the one that's a bigger one, so he just like, and he doesn't even promote other people's. I don't feel like he promotes other people's songs when he collabs with them as much as he does his own. But Davido definitely promotes other people's. Like when he collabs with the artists that are from other countries, he literally like I feel like he shares them, promotes them, all of the etc. But with Wizkid, I feel like he just sounds the same all the time. Like I feel like I know how he's gonna come on every single beat, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like I just know what he's
Yeah.
gonna, and he talks about the same thing over and over again, which
Is this
is
the Beatles?
no Wizkid. I feel like he talks about like all he talks about is girl, I gonna wine you tonight. All he talks about is whining and grinding and how he's sweet in the bedroom and it's
You
like
need
bro.
to change.
I'm like, bros, it's okay now. Like we understand. As cool as he
Oh,
is.
I'm telling you, because I remember when I was like dying over, like, oh, have you got the whiskey ticket? Have you got? I'm like, what is it that you guys are actually going to listen to? Like, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm not trying to be anything, but the reason, yeah, I'll tell you was because 2, 3 years ago, I watched an interview of him. Yeah, Joel, I will tell you that interview literally gave me half of what it really was. Like, it was the way he was acting, was so proud, putting his leg on the table. You know, when you're in an interview, there's a way, but you could tell that he was a very proud person. The way he was even talking to the person interviewing was like, show some respect. Yeah, we know you have the money, you have everything, but at
Yeah,
least put yourself when you do things sometimes. And then since then,
yeah.
I just stopped. I was interested in his music, to be
That's the
honest with
thing,
you,
isn't
for
it?
that.
Like, I feel like character plays a big part in your like in the way people the way people perceive you and the way people will accept your music, if that makes sense. Like, and I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
if you're proud and stuff like that, it kind of changes people's view on you, and then people don't really want to listen to your music. I kind of
yeah,
agree in that sense actually, because I remember
yeah,
speaking to a friend who's a Wizkid like die hard like fan, and
yeah,
he was like, I can't lie, like I love Wizkid, but his character isn't the best. And I was
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
okay. Like I'm glad I'm hearing it from someone who's a die hard. Yeah. So you said it. It's correct. His character is a bit, but maybe he's changed now. Like maybe he has children, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, you never know.
You never know exactly.
Yeah. So, what is the weirdest, or let's say the funniest question you've ever been asked before in your life?
Do you know what? I was thinking about this yet, and I have no idea what to. I can't think. But the funniest and silliest question that I despise is when like people come up to you, like a guy or whatever, and you come up to you that's interested. You don't know him at all, and then he'll just come up to you and be like, you know you're my wife, right? Like it's the way.
Nigerian man. Nigerian man. Definition of a Nigerian man. That is, I'm like,
Like
okay,
how can I just be like
since when did we
chilling
have
in the
that
corner?
conversation?
I know. Like, how can I just be chilling in the corner, like minding my business, and all of a sudden you're trying to, you already concluded that I'm your wife. Not even nothing. Not even hi, how are you? Nothing. Just you're my wife,
No.
right? I find it so funny. Like I find that question so funny. Honestly, like I always laugh. I'm like, hey, our African people.
It got to a stage, yeah, I just don't argue anymore. Just be like, whatever you say, you just say it. I actually
Right?
don't.
The more you talk, right, the more they're so interested in, like, they just don't leave you alone. That's why you
And
talk to,
they try to prove a point that's not even real.
right? Right. And then I just be looking at them like, wow. And most of these people, they're married, so that's what makes me laugh. I'm like, uncle, you're married, dude. Like,
Them uncles with 2 kids and 3 kids in the house. You could go me to work at home. I'm pretty sure you didn't even leave money for this kid's lunch.
they're so funny, honestly. But you know what? You gotta love a try, haven't you? But I think that's the funniest question. Like, I just find it so funny on so many levels. But yeah, how about yours? I'm interested to know yours.
Do I have a funny one? Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh, do you ever get when people just slide into your DMs and it be, saying things like prophesying a lot of things? I'm like, you literally just come across my page and
Like
you're already
what?
saying,
Like saying what? Like you mean like when they're trying to shoot their shot?
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, I can't sleep without you. I can't do this. I'm like,
Eh? those
okay.
ones, they have problem. No. You have to run away from those ones.
And the ones that laugh are the ones that like the one that greet themselves good morning, good evening, good night.
They're the best. They're the best. The ones that you literally good morning, you read it, you don't say anything, they'll come back. They'll come back. Good afternoon, madam. You read it, you don't say anything. It's like, are you not tired?
Do you not have a job or something like that?
Right? Is there nothing to do out here?
It got to a stage once, one just sent me a live video. I was like, okay, what's going on in this? I just saw the live and I watched it. I was like, why is this sending me this live video? I don't even know you. Sending me a live video. I see. Even on Christmas Day, I was like, I got a Merry Christmas. I was like, okay, this is too much.
You know what? The best is like in your DMs on Facebook. That's where all the uncles are. All the uncles from Asia, all the uncles, they're all in my DM, like India. I'm like, where are you finding me? I mean, they're all the way in the UK.
I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one. You look very beautiful. The English is always correct.
They don't even say hello. They just come up with the bar.
Oh God. That Facebook, yeah, when I go, I just be like, look, I'm like, how do they find you? How do they even know? Like,
oh my goodness. The worst ones is the ones that they don't even know you. They just call. You just be getting messenger calls. Somebody boom, 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 boom is trying to call you. I'm like, are you mad?
You don't even know what I'm doing. You don't even know who I am.
It's so disrespectful. Like, you didn't even say hello. You just call.
The last one I saw was kindly drop your WhatsApp. I'm like, okay, your lost daughter that you just find. Kindly drop your WhatsApp. Okay, so I'll just kindly drop my WhatsApp as well. Discuss what? I don't even know you guys. Maybe a killer.
There's so many triers out there, you know, honestly. Hey, everybody's looking for a wife. We can't blame them.
But the funny thing is, half of these people that on social media that they're married, but they don't allow their wives to be on social media. Do you ever see people like that?
Oh, I know people like that.
And wives that think, oh, my husband is honest. Like, I know someone that does that, and she is not on social media, but the husband is on it, and the things he does, and the people he posts, and she in her head, she thinks, oh, my husband is honest. He's keeping me safe from social media.
I know. The worst part is when they're both on social media, but he doesn't allow her to like other people's photos, comment on other people's photos and stuff like that. But then when it comes to him, he's liking everything out there. Like,
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'll give you a story of someone, like, she was dating this person. I would have mentioned the country, but the husband was not in the country. That was in another country, yeah. And he was like, oh, don't comment on my social media so people will know you're my wife. Or whenever you want to comment as my big brother, so they will think you're sisters or your cousins.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, when are you gonna wake up and realize this person is just using you?
It's just using you. I know. There's a lot of time wasted
protecting me, he loves me, and all of that. That's what keeps me in her head.
I know, but you have to realize that, like, for her to get to that stage of like of her being so I don't know whether this is called delusional or whether we should say brainwashed. For her to be so brainwashed, he's done some work.
And this is he's well educated. You're telling me that it's love. You're well educated and so believe that it's love.
Honestly, you'd be so surprised.
Honestly.
That's how, like, you'd be surprised how many like professional, high educated people, like, when it comes to love, all those professional high education goes out the window. It doesn't help anybody when it comes to this love thing. It's only God that can help us. Honestly.
So what is I was gonna ask, so as a songwriter, do you like have to be in a certain place? So sorry guys, for people asking for a request, I think I'll send you guys on like a DM later. We can just talk about it. But for today on my show, I just have Joy. That's the way I do my show every Sunday. I only have one person. I try to just stick to one person. When I want to have two person, I let the other person knows as well. So just to let you guys know. Okay, so as a songwriter, do you have to like be in a certain place or in a certain mode when it comes to writing music?
I don't feel like, no, I feel like it depends. Sometimes, like, it depends. Sometimes a chorus can come, if that makes sense, when I'm doing anything. Like, I remember a chorus came when I was washing
Okay.
dishes, if that makes sense, or like anything like
Yeah.
that. Or, but if like it's a certain beat that, if it's a different beat that I'm maybe not used to writing to, then I'll probably have to sit down, if that makes sense, and like really be like, get myself in that mood of writing and thinking. But it
Yeah.
all depends on like, yeah, if I have a scenario at mind. If I have like a title, then it's set
Yeah.
sailing from then, if that makes sense, of what I want to talk about. But if I'm still struggling to find out what I want to talk about, then that's when probably I'd have to like sit down and like probably like think about it hard and like get in that space of like writing. But yeah,
Oh.
varies, man.
So for jealousy, like tell us like how did jealousy come on? What inspired you to write jealousy? And why the title jealousy as well?
Yes, so jealousy. I believe it came from, there's a song. I always forget what song it is, but I got this from. But like I think it's now, I'm not sure if it's Naya Marley or Zlatan. He's got a song with this other artist, a female artist, and it basically is kind of the same concept in regards to like I think he's got a girl, and then he's dealing with her as well, kind of thing. If that makes sense. But
Yeah.
he doesn't want to let her go, even though he's got a girl, but he doesn't obviously want to let his girl go as well. So he's like in the middle kind of thing. But
Oh.
yeah, same concept. Only thing with jealousy, it's the other way around, where the girl, me, is the one that is basically doesn't want to let the guy go that I'm dealing with. But I have a boyfriend, if that makes sense. So I have a boyfriend,
Yeah.
and I also have another guy that I don't want to let go, that I'm in love with, that I don't want to let go. But he wants to have other girls, and I'm like, no, 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 no. So that's where the jealousy concept came from.
Oh, okay.
Nothing, yes, nothing that I relate to personally, or I've been through personally, but it definitely is inspired from just a song or a scenario per se that I know that people in this life probably have been through, if that makes sense, where they have a guy or boyfriend, maybe they've been with them for quite a long time, but then also have another guy or maybe a best friend guy, if that makes sense, that they're in love with. And yeah, that kind of scenario. But yeah, that's why we call it jealousy, because obviously the girl is jealous that the guy wants to get other girls or move on per se.
Okay. And is jealousy your first song?
No, so my first song is Casanova, I believe. So I have
Okay.
yes, so I have Casanova and Jealousy second. So yeah.
So which of the two do you like to perform most?
I believe initially it was Casanova, but then it got to a point that I performed it so much that if I heard it again, I would scream.
So
I
it does
remember,
happen to the writer as well. When you get to say some too much.
literally, it was to the point where like my big brother, like, every time he
Yeah.
came to a show with me, he'd be like, and then I get invited for a show. This is pre-lockdown. He'd be like, more if I hear that song again.
Oh my
I'll be
God, no
like,
way.
and he'd be like, if I just hear Casado, I get, and I just, I just used to laugh. And then, but to be fair, I keep it because I was like, maybe it's time for a new song now, honestly. But yeah, but I feel like my favorite to perform, I haven't performed Jealousy yet, actually, but I feel like
Really?
no, I haven't, no. So like, no, I actually haven't performed it yet. Like, performed it to an audience, no. But I feel like that may be my favorite right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of collaboration, let's say maybe a UK artist or an Indian artist, who would you like to work with?
Ooh. I'd love to
Or maybe
work.
even a South African artist.
I would. You know what? I don't really listen to South African music. It's so
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, that's the thing. Because I'd love to get into it. Don't get me wrong, but I just because I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's quite like I'm a piano and stuff like that, Afro house and stuff. It's literally like it's popping. But because I never grew up in like a South African household, if that makes sense. Because my mum spoke
Yeah.
English. I don't speak like any other language than English or Pidgin English.
Oh,
And like we didn't eat South African food and stuff like that. So I don't really like, I'm not very involved in the culture, if that makes sense. So, but
yeah.
yes, I didn't have South African friends. So yeah, but I'd love to get into it. But Nigerian or UK, It's sticky because there's so many. Like there's so many. Oh, I can't say his name. Akunle Gold.
Oh, Adekunle Gold.
That's it.
Oh,
Him.
okay.
Woo! He's fire. Davido, of course, fire. I'd love to make a song. Do you know Young Bane? I don't know whether you
Yeah,
know him in the UK. Yeah, Young Bane.
yeah,
Like he's hot. He's heavy as well.
yeah.
Um, UK artists. I don't really listen to many UK artists like that. In all honesty.
When we
What
meet, to
about
be honest, I say the only reason why I listen is because when my brother listens, then that's the way I know some of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like I hear them. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really listen to them much. Obviously, Tiwa Savage. That would be a good one as well.
Please, yeah, yeah. You got a
Yeah.
request for in this comment section there. Did you see
Pardon?
the last? There was a last.
May I produce your next hit? Oh, we can definitely work. Ooh. Don't mention Wizkid.
So wait, so
I know he's like, don't come for Wizkid today. But no, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Tiwa Savage, Davido, um, Young Bane,
Adekunle Gold.
Adekunle Gold, definitely.
Thank you. You mentioned all the true Nigerian artists I love.
Really? Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, no, I love Adekunle. You know what? Mo Logo is one of them as well. I like Mo Logo. I love Mo Logo.
Oh,
You know Mo Logo? Do you
sorry?
know him? Mo Logo.
Oh no, no,
No, you
no. To be
don't.
honest,
Oh, okay.
no.
Yeah, he writes for a lot of UK artists, and he also
Is
does
it
his own
UK?
music as well. Pardon?
I said, is it UK? Is he a UK artist as well?
Yeah, he's a UK artist, but he sings in Yoruba as well. Like he sings some of his songs, he sings in Yoruba and stuff.
Oh, I might
Yeah,
have read it. No, no, I
you
think.
probably have because he's best friends with Adekunle Gold. He's best friends with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So I'll send you him when we finish. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, sure.
he's good.
Uh, so who would you say is your biggest supporter? Because African parents, when it comes to anything, music, dancing, they were like, you need to go to school. You need to get that degree before you can do that. So who would you say was your biggest supporter when you wanted to start music?
My biggest supporter. Do you know what? I'd have to say my mum. Literally, I have to say my mum solely because let's see. Before I started professionally, it was my big
Yeah,
brother. My mom was supportive. Don't get me wrong, but like my big brother was the one who was like literally taking me to like shows and like coming to all my shows in school and stuff like that. If that makes sense when I was performing. But
yeah,
after when I started wanted to go professional, is when I moved down to Cambridgeshire, per se. And my mum literally sat me down one day and she was like, "Listen, like if you're gonna do music, like I need you to." Put everything that you're working, like all your funds that you're working, and put it into music. She was like, I'm gonna like. She was literally was like, anything you need, I'm here. If you need me to take you anywhere, I'm here. She's like, make the most of me, like being here, if that makes sense. She was like,
yeah,
I'm here to take you anywhere you need to. I'm here to like, if you need help funding anything, I'm here. She was like, I'm gonna like, let's look for a producer because like I was obviously in a new city, I didn't know anyone. She was like, let's look for
yeah.
a producer for you. She was like, let's start searching. And literally, she was the one that, like, if she had not had that chat with me, I'm not sure I would have started. Like,
Probably, yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
wouldn't have
yeah, yeah.
started 4 years ago at
So
all.
that
Like,
talk was kind of like a push, like you need to do this, you have to move forward.
exactly. She was like, you can't, like, she was like, you can't, like, if you really want to do this, like, full time and be about that life, you can't be, yeah, it's good performing like Adele and other people's songs and stuff like that. But you're gonna have to like, do you know what I mean, start pushing for your own music, start writing, start like recording professionally, etc., etc. So yeah, so she was like, she played a big part in that actually. With that talk, I remember it so vividly. And yeah, like, she was the one that gave me that push to be like, okay, let me look for a producer. And then from then, things started moving forward. So yeah, my mum. Number two, my little brother, because he's just biggest fan, and then my big brother as well. So yeah, I feel like my like close family is definitely like my
Yeah.
biggest supporters. Yeah.
I think it's good to have community support as well because if there's something that you can't do alone, and sometimes it can be discouraging. Like let's say you make a song a year or two, it's not where you want it to be, so you just kind of look interest and you're like, oh, should I stop? Should I go on? But when you look back and you have those people encouraging you, you're like, yeah, just keep going, and because their words will remind you that, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Everything takes steps.
Yeah, because I remember in school, like my mom used to, like my teacher used to say, like, oh, like, Joe, you want to be a singer? And I'd be like, yeah, I want to be a singer. That's all I. Every time you'd ask me, Joey, what do you want to be? I was so so convinced, still convinced that like that's what I'm gonna be. That's what I'm. I mean, that's what I'm called to do. That's what like that's the dream, right? So remember, I had a little sister, and then when she passed away when I was in secondary school, year 7. Then from secondary school onwards, like literally singing was still in the picture. And then like secondary school, like a teacher said to me, like, oh, what if singing doesn't work out, you need a plan B kind of thing, if that makes sense. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Like plan B is great, but the one thing I know is I will not need, like, yes, I'll have a plan B and like obviously use it to work to fund what I love to do, which is music. But I definitely know that singing is it. And every time in church, in like other events, like, do you know what I mean, like church events and stuff like that, my mom, I feel like my mom would have gave up by now, if that makes sense, if like if she wasn't told by like people, like, I mean, people that she met that, oh, like do you know what I mean, like, she has a gift, she can sing, just that kind of thing. Like I feel like she wouldn't have believed in it so much if there wasn't people like, do you know what I mean, telling her that, oh, you know what, like this girl is a star, you know, this girl's gonna make it. I think she'd be, by now she would have been like, I beg, please, let's leave this thing. Go on, go on, do something. Yeah, go do something. It's too much money, I beg. But she's still literally like on my back, like telling me that, yo, listen, I'm here through it all. And she really is, like, she's the one that prays for me above all.
Oh, okay. Also, do you think your career has an impact on you when it comes to relationship?
Do you think my career, sorry?
Yeah, has an impact on you when it comes to relationship.
To be fair, I haven't had like many relationships in all honesty. I've had like one relationship in my whole life, like with with my first boyfriend ever, if that makes sense. So I don't know
Okay.
that I can, yeah, so I can't really speak on it like much. And like my first boyfriend was like 2 years ago. That's how like late like I had my first. People would say it's late apparently, but like yeah, that's how like that was like my first boyfriend, like my first relationship. So I can't really speak on it much. But what I'll say is it definitely shapes like what I like require in a person that I want to go into a relationship with. For example,
Yeah,
if they're not supportive, if
because you
literally,
need that support.
thank you, like,
And
and then
some
like,
people can be like, oh, you've been doing this for 3 years, why not just go on to something else?
exactly, or like just be like down, or anytime you need to travel, they'd be like, oh, you're always away, or like, do you know what I mean, like, why do you need to go this weekend, like, do you know what I mean, why can't you cancel when it's a show that you need to, what you really want to
And
do.
if you keep hearing that as well, that can make you be like, oh, I want to keep my relationship as well. I want to do this. Maybe I should just.
Exactly. You start compromising on things, like, and you start being a bit more lenient on things that you wouldn't really compromise with if you were single and chasing a dream, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely someone who's not supportive. I can't really do someone. Let's think. What else? Someone who's too jealous. I can't deal with, because like being like in
We.
the, sorry, like pursuing music and stuff, like in like involves like other human beings all the time, if that makes sense. So like
Yeah. Yeah.
if I'm writing a song with, like, if I'm writing a song with Front Boy, the person I did Jealousy with, if I'm writing a song with them, I have to be on the phone with them talking like, what do you think of this? Do you know what I mean? Do you think this is a, when are we gonna go studio? Da, 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 da. Well, not that we're conversating because we want to be best of friends and we want to start a relationship or anything. But on the other side, it may look like it's too much, right? Or it may look like there's other intentions or other motives and stuff like that. And if you've got
But
a
you
jealous
need to
partner,
know something that needs to be
exactly,
done.
it's something that needs to be done. Or for example, it might not be another artist, it might be a producer, and they're calling you to say, I sent you the song, what do you think? Or I sent you the beat, send it back to me, it won't tell me what you think of it, etc. And they need to reach out to me to ask me these things. What do you think, Joy? Like, do you know what I mean? Is this part okay? Sing again on that part so I can hear it properly, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And like, if you have a jealous boyfriend, ooh, it can give you headache. I've seen people that they're not even pursuing careers, do you get? And they're like careers in the sense of like anything entertainment wise. and they have jealous boyfriends. So how much more of like if you're in like trying to pursue entertainment and you're trying to pursue music, you're gonna, if you're already jealous without me being in the music industry, you're gonna have a hard time with a girl that's in the music industry, if that makes sense. That
Yeah,
yeah,
because every guy she talks to, you think, oh, maybe they're in a relationship, they're doing da 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 and all of that.
exactly. And then that's, I'm not even big yet. Like when it gets to the point where you're big, and like there's people that are reporting your business, you're having a meeting with your manager in a restaurant, and they've already made a headline that
Taking pictures. You can't
yeah,
even hug anybody. It's already
exactly.
dead.
They're already taking pictures saying that Joy was on a sneaky date night with XOXOXOXO while her husband is at home taking care of the children. Do you know
Of the
this kind
kids.
of
Trust
you
as
know,
well is very important. Trust is really important as well.
I
Because if you're with
agree.
someone that doesn't trust you, that just, you wouldn't even last a month.
Exactly. And some people that it's not even that they don't trust you, it's because they're very insecure in themselves. So the insecurities, like they push those insecurities on other people, if that makes sense. And then that's what manifests the jealousy, the paranoia, all of those things. But yeah, I can't deal with someone that's like that, because I don't want to be explaining myself to someone all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like it's either you trust me, you know
Before
who
you're
you are.
home, he's already holding the phone. Explain this picture. Explain this. You're like,
Exactly. Oh, who's that
because
again? Oh, you're on
because
social media.
you've been out all day, you've been stressed, so you're gonna come back home now to go through another stage two of stress. No, 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 no.
Exactly. So yeah, need someone that just they're so confident in what they have that they don't need to be reassured all the time. That like, do you know what I mean, that I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. Like this producer guy that's calling me, even if he likes me, he's not going to get anywhere. Do you know that kind of thing? Like
Exactly.
it's
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
It's life. Even if a producer likes you, what can you do? This doesn't mean that I'm going to say yes while I have a boyfriend, isn't it? But that's how boys. I feel that's how majority of boys, from what I've seen, is like they're very protective in that sense. Takes a special kind of guy, I think, to deal with a girl that's in the entertainment industry, whether it be
Yeah,
shows like what you do, if that makes sense, or
yeah,
music or anything like
yeah.
that. It takes a special kind of guy. Hmm.
Then again, you can't blame them as well because some women use that as an advantage to do what it is. You know what I mean?
It's true.
There are some women that doesn't do it, and there are some women, so that's why sometimes you can't blame the man, which is why it's good to know your partner before you get into it, before you actually get married with each other.
Exactly. No, I agree. Some people use that as an advantage. Definitely. Get away with anything. It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they come home whatever the time it is. And sometimes even the picture might be true, but they'll be like, oh, it's just paparazzi. Oh no, it's just this, it's just that.
Yeah.
Whereas there's actually going on beneath and underneath as well. And
Yeah.
then once again, it's all about trust, just like you said.
Exactly. I agree. It definitely is about trust.
So let's touch on gender blame on relationship. So what is your opinion about that when it comes to gender blame on relationship?
Do you mean like
Who would you say like who would you say like get the blame more up? Is it the women or the web, or is it like just 50-50?
it depends on what scenario. Like if it's a scenario of like cheating, I feel like men always get the blame. Everyone automatically thinks the man cheated, if that makes sense.
Yes, you're right.
When like there's
Yes,
girls
yes,
out there that definitely do cheat. Um and yeah, so I feel like in that sense. But I don't know, I can't think of any other scenarios. It may be maybe 50-50 actually, if I must say. Yeah, in relationships I feel like it's 50-50. But
for me, yeah, I'm not trying to support men, but I think they actually sometimes it might be even the women's fault, but they actually get more than we do.
I agree. I was even gonna say like I might say 50-50, but more or less on the men's side, in all
Because with the way social media goes on about it, the men, honestly,
honesty.
I would say this is too.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
totally agree. I agree. I definitely, the males get it. They get everything that happens in a relationship. To be fair, it's always majority. It's always it was the guy, or like everyone thinks it's the guy. If that makes sense.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, automatically, yeah, it's the guy. It's the
no,
guy.
I agree. Actually, I agree. I take that back. I'll say the guy as well.
So if you were to change anything in the entertainment industry, what would it be?
Um, I feel like you hear a lot of things about like girls or like women per se in the entertainment industry having to like sleep with other like people to get to like certain positions. If that makes
What they
sense.
want?
Certain or to get, I don't know, just to get certain deals, get certain things out of like producers or executives and all those things. And I feel like that's something that I would love to change. Like if it really is going on like that, I know it probably does happen, but and it's been spoken a lot that it does happen. That's something that I would love to change because I feel like we don't. If you're talented, I don't feel like we should be required from a male to do certain things like that. That's probably out of our will or out of our desire or morals in order to
Yeah.
get certain things, if that makes sense, that men don't
Yeah.
have to don't have to do. That's one thing. Also, on the flip side, like to have a like professional relationship with like producers or anything like that, managers, etc., without them thinking that there's a possible opportunity for them to like date you or like for them to take you out or anything of the sort, or for you to go further in some sort of relationship. That's something I would love to change as well. Like just for me to for you a girl to be like comfortable to walk into a studio and like be like, oh, can we work together with, and or a guy to like ask you like, oh, like can we work together on this song, blah blah blah, and for you not to be thinking, what do they want now? Do you know what I mean? Like, because normally like what happens is you agree, and the next thing they're like, oh, can I take you out as well? That kind of thing. They always they always attach it to something that that you're just thinking, oh, like I thought it was going to be a professional relationship, if that makes sense, and then it just
Yeah,
messes
that
up
makes sense.
really. Yeah, there are two things that I would love to change, in all honesty.
Okay, okay. So, any songs that you're working on at the moment?
Yes, I'm actually working on a video for Jealousy. So that should be out
Oh, nice.
soon. Yes, hopefully. Yeah, just a small video for Jealousy. Yeah, that's coming out soon. We haven't got a date yet, but hopefully we'll announce that soon. And then also I'm working on a new song. I recorded it actually when I'm at Nigeria. Like my mom, my mum's like been forcing me to release it. So assuming as it's dedicated to her, I'll release it for her. So yeah.
You have to. She's the biggest supporter. She
I
deserves
really
it.
have
Yeah.
to. I have no choice. And like, yeah, my family love it as well. So hopefully I should be pushing that soon.
Okay.
I'm back. Hello?
Oh, okay. So, any future plans for your music career?
Future plans in the sense of like
Yeah.
literally I want everything. Every girl possible. So literally future plans. Let me think. So I literally wanna there's so many things I wanna do. Like more music, to branch out into like to branch out further. Like to be basically like branch out here and also in like Nigeria and other places in Africa.
Oh,
To hear to be at the stage of where like after like my song releases and then radio stations are like promoting it, if that makes sense, without me having to
yeah.
ask, without me having to promo. That's the goal. Like yeah, that's literally the goal right now. And yes, just keep on pushing really, and to make music that is not only about is meaningful really. So that isn't only about relationships, but about other things as well. As I say, like how much I love my mom, it can be about about my city or anything like that, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
yes,
no,
just making meaningful music that means a lot to me. Yes, that's literally my goal, and the ultimate goal is to literally draw people onto God. So, so that's the most. I'd love to hear my song, like a song that I've written, like played in churches and stuff like that. That's like my ultimate goal as well. So yeah.
okay. Any more thing you'd like to add before we finish? Like anything you want to play?
Anything,
Maybe to an upcoming artist like that? What would you like to say?
anything. Sorry, I didn't get it. Sorry, the line went a bit funny.
Anything Maybe anything you'd like to say, maybe to anybody that's an upcoming artist, they're just
All
watching,
right.
I just
Yes.
my advice.
Yes. I would say honestly, it's not easy out here. Like obviously, it's not easy at all. Literally just keep on pushing. Like one day you'll feel like, oh, I'm giving up, I can't do it anymore. One day you'll feel like I'm back, I'm motivated. Next thing you'll be like, oh no, no, no. Like it literally is a roundabout. But honestly, the goal is to not give up.
Yeah,
And literally like anytime you feel like that, let's just have like someone that you can go for support. Whether it be your mom, whether it be your best friend, whether it be this, and also like celebrate the small wins, if that makes sense. Like you got 1K Spotify listeners, streams, celebrate that. You got 1K views on YouTube, celebrate that. Slowly, you'll get to 2K, 3K, 4K, 10K, etc. But honestly, just be celebrating the small wins, and that's what makes you grateful for it all along the journey. So yes, like if I can like literally look from when I started professionally 3 years ago to now, like I'm not, I always tell myself like, oh, I'm not where I want to be. But when I look back, the things that like I've achieved, some things I'm like, wow, that actually happened. Or like, wow, I actually did that. If that makes sense, there are things that like I would never imagine myself to have done.
yeah,
And I know that obviously this is like, and just to know that this is literally the beginning. So whatever you've achieved so far, just know that there's more to come. And bigger and greater heights in Jesus' name. Amen.
amen. Thank you
Amen.
so much. We really appreciate that. Someone asked, I think he left though. He was asking you like, could you like perform jealousy? But
I
I
knew
think
this was coming. Please save my life. I'm tired.
he left already, so you don't need to sing it. It happened like twice, but you didn't see it, so I was like, I'm gonna leave it to you.
Oh, I must have missed it. I didn't even see it.
Yeah,
I
it
must have
was
been so
like
like,
it had so many please emoji in it.
oh, I must have been so engrossed in the speakings of things that I literally didn't get to do it. Oh no, bless him. Who was it? Do you know who it was?
I think it was. Let me check. It was. I'm trying to check. T Snices. Did you see it? If you go down your comment section, you should.
Oh
Did you see it?
yeah, yeah, I can. Exclusive on Please Belcher. That's see this one. Hey, my producer. Oh, bless him. I'm
You
gonna
guys
go.
have to pay.
Oh no, he's been contributing so much to this chat. I'm gonna have to go find him. Is he following
Yeah,
you? Do you know him?
yeah, yeah. I'll
Ah,
say
you're back, Uncle. Please
it's
save
back.
my life. Save my life. I'm so tired. I've been cooking all day, and then five, bim, I
Give
made
it
it.
just a line. Just a line.
Aww.
Because I'm back.
Now I know where did he come back from? Was he even here?
When we were talking, no, it just came back now.
He just came back. Wow.
He said exclusive performance.
Oh no, honestly, I'm gonna have to pass on this one. I wasn't ready.
I'm gonna bring you back. I'm gonna bring you back. You're gonna do it. I'll bring you back.
Yeah, please, please.
I'll bring you back.
I've loved being here. I haven't
It
done a
was
live
really,
music,
really fun. Even though at the beginning we had a bit of rich, but we changed the
right?
location. Everything was good.
Yes, yes. We stuck through it, and look, we've come to the end.
It was
Thankfully.
really fun. It was really, really fun. Thank
Thank you
you so
so much.
much for doing that.
Oh no, you're so welcome. Honestly, thank you so much for having me on this. It's been a pleasure. It's been such a pleasure. I was literally reading the comments like this, but yeah, no, it's been such a pleasure, honestly. And greater heights to you. Okay, keep going.
Thank
I see you out
you.
here, so
All right.
consistent. All
Have
right,
a
you have a good one. Okay, you have a great week too. See you.
all right,
Bye.
bye. Bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed us. Do not forget to follow me on YouTube, guys. Kindly subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week Sunday. Have a good night, everyone. And have a better week ahead.